Angron's so badass that if he gets banished, I guess he comes back after 8 weeks, 8 days, 8 hours or something shit like that with omens and things, which means he cannot be banished forever. He just comes back. And that's a very deadly thing, so I guess Lion's gonna kick his ass. Hello and this is UX and this is The Lion Awakens, Warhammer 40k by the channel Warhammer. Yes, I saw the new edition cinematic trailer about Robo Gilliman. Yeah, and basically his fight against Tyranids. That's, I guess, the newer version, newer update. I guess this is also part of that. That Lionel Johnson, right? Yeah, Lionel Johnson is also alive, apparently, of Dark Angels. I didn't know that. I just realized that. Like, holy shit, he's the Primarch of Dark Angel. I can remember chapters somewhat. Can't really remember the Primarch's name, but apparently, yeah, he's the, Primarch of the Dark Angels, which is badass, right? Dark Angels is one of those, like, serious, deadly chapters of them, right? Because there was something to prove or something. I don't remember exactly what the lore was, right? They're ashamed of something, whatever. Yeah. So, obviously, the case was, what would Robo Gulliman would go against all these threats which feels overwhelming to the Imperium, especially for just one man alone. But apparently he's not alone. Now the Lionel Johnson is back. So this is going to be fun. Let's watch this one. This is not a cinematic, but I guess there is no cinematic. They should make a cinematic. Yeah, let's watch this one.
The state of the galaxy, the Dark Angels, the Arcs of Omen series has led to the brink.
There should be cinematic. I hope there is in the future.
Abaddon has sent out the Arcs of Omen, Vashtor the Archifane is now at large, and Angron is on a rampage. And there's perhaps one character in the entire galaxy who could stand against Angron. That's the Lion.
Lionel Johnson is the Primarch of the Dark Angels, formerly the Dark Angels Legion, and now he is the returned Primarch of the Dark Angels chapter. Returning Primarchs are a big deal. The return of Roboute Gilliman, that was an era-defining moment for the inhabitants of the 41st millennium and for fans of the 41st millennium. It doesn't happen very often, and this is the second opportunity in my lifetime, certainly, to see a living Primarch return.
It's gonna be so awesome. Like, Robo Gilliman, you do all your, battle strategies and shit. You decide what happens what in the galaxy and how to manage everything. I'm gonna go outside physically with my chapter. I'm gonna kill the shit out of everyone, especially Angron. Yeah, I learned about Angron very recently. World Eaters, basically. Angron's so badass that if he gets banished, I guess he comes back after 8 weeks, 8 days, 8 hours or something shit like that with omens and things, which means he cannot be banished forever. He just comes back. And that's a very deadly thing, so I guess Lion's gonna kick his ass.
Deep in the rock for thousands of years, all is lost to chaos.
So some badass shit right here. Lion Awakens. Man, see, this is the reason why it feels like, it was a somewhat of a rumor that Emperor is doing something, like Emperor is, having some effect, godlike effect, but now it's true, right? Because when the time is really crucial, Primarchs are coming back. I mean, that's like a intelligent design as there can be. So obviously, who else is going to do that besides Emperor? Because everybody else just doesn't want Imperium to rise up. It must be Emperor. So yeah, Major Kill also made a video about this, so this is gonna be great. Let's watch it. The Lion is back, baby. What does this mean for Warhammer 40k?
G'day guys and gal, what can I say other than I called it! The Lion is back, baby! Yes! Yes! Yes!
He did?
Get this shit off me! Get this shit off me! Should I clip this to my balls? A lot of people say that Valrak called it. He knew before everyone else did, and he stuck true to his prediction. I reckon I called it before Valrak. He was just loud as shit about it. I'm pretty sure I promised in a video that I would castrate myself if the Lion wasn't the next loyalist Primarch to return. That was
that's some
2 years ago.
bullshit.
I've maintained that prediction with 100% certainty since then. Either
I mean,
way,
aren't the Dark Angels literally the first ever legion that were created? Right, in the 31st millennium or something? I'm pretty sure they are the first legion that were created, if I remember Bricky's video. Yeah, I think they're the first legion, so it kind of makes sense. Right? But again, Guilliman came back, but after that, it's a good guess to think the first Legion's Primarch is going to come back. I don't know.
Never doubt me or Valrak again. But what does this mean? What are the lore implications? Well, there has literally just been a community post that doesn't go into much detail, other than the fact that the Lion is awake, decked out in new gear, and leading at least the Dark Angels chapter, and he is going to square off against Angron, and probably also Vashtor. It makes sense. Chaos is getting so many dubs right now.
I imagine Endless Scrolls a lot of shit. He just wakes up like, where am I? Okay, this is some basic gear. You're like a godlike creature. Everybody just amping him up. Like, you're the it person. You're gonna save the galaxy. All right, let's do this shit.
And Guilliman can't be everywhere at once, so getting such a god tier Primarch to come back and halt Angron's rampage is very appropriate. Some quick details we can see is that he isn't wielding the Lion Sword, but instead a new sword called Fealty, alongside the Emperor's Shield. These are obviously Primarch weapons, but it's unclear where he got them from, and since he doesn't have the Lion Sword, there's a good chance that Cypher was not directly involved in his awakening. I predict that after or during the clapping of Angron and Chaos, the Lion will encounter Luther and the Fallen, absorbing them into a rebuilt Dark Angel Legion, which will become a galactic powerhouse and challenge Guilliman's rule over the galaxy. That's as far as I'm predicting. I'm very keen to check out what happens. Now, as for the actual model, what are my thoughts? Is it as cool as I hoped? Well, let's compare it to his old Horus Heresy model, as well as LJ Coe's rendition of a modern Lion. First off, he looks quite aged. His hairline has receded, his face is more deeply wrinkled, and he has a bigger mo. He actually looks a lot like Tywin Lannister.
Yes,
the face is more detailed and well made. However, I do prefer the younger.
It definitely looks like Tywin, man. It's just like even the actor, right? I mean, actor could definitely play this.
Face. Fortunately, I don't really give a shit about faces because I always pick the helmet option on my models, and yep, the new helmet, especially the winged one, is superior. Nice big juicy eye lenses, epic wings, all round just awesome. His new pose and gear is also a lot cooler. I don't think I've ever seen another Primarch use a shield before, and the way he is marching forward, full of purpose and nobility, is dope. It also means he's probably a bit easier to paint. I also prefer his new armor. It's more
basically he has a more of a in-field role than anything else. He's a proper knight. He's gonna fight in the field and shit like that, compared to Robert Guilliman, which has more roles than just battlefield.
Knightly, and the decorations on it are more badass. So overall, fuck yes, this is awesome. I'm actually getting a little bit emotional. I've been waiting for this day for years, and now it's finally here, and I'm actually not let down. Literally, other than his face, which doesn't matter because helmet, it is an upgrade from his old model. Compared to LJ Coe's artwork, it's actually quite similar, especially if you were to recolor them both to match. Both have Lion iconography, both are knightly. I prefer the darker style of the model's armor, as he wasn't in a coma when the Dark Angels changed to dark green. Overall though, I reckon LJ did a great rendition and prediction, which was actually closer to the newer model style than the old model, so great shit right there. It is such an awesome time to be a Warhammer fan, bringing back the glory days of epic galaxy-shaking battles, Primarch vs Primarch, while still leaving plenty of room for non-Primarch heroes to make their mark. I'll be keeping a close eye on the Lion's lore, and you can expect more videos on the topic as more info comes out. Probably not as many as Valrak, that man is a demon, but a healthy amount. I actually really want to know who called the Lion coming back first, out of me and Valrak. If someone can find the video where I said I'd do a nudie run or cut my own dick off if I was wrong, then I'll give you $50. $100 if you find that, as well as the first video where Valrak makes his prediction. I'm just really curious to who called it first. Cheers for watching.
Yeah, says I'm so glad I became Warhammer fan now in past 2 years compared to people who have been like for I guess decades, because I don't know, I think Marvel did this shit, right? Marvel Universe kind of pushed off the fantasy genre a lot. People saw how much superhero movies were making, and even games were sort of like, okay, let's revive our thing more. and they are going with the updates just to sell more. They're branching out. They're making their brands bigger. They have a long way to go, right? Right now, their PR team is not that good, I guess, right? Who was that? I don't know. I think Bricky is the one, like, who said, I don't know. One of the, like how one of the creator explained, it's like, they could do more. They can do much more to, make bigger of their audience. I don't know. Because most people are kind of confused. People like me who are really interested are going to find channels like Major Kill and we'll see the lore, looting and things like that. But yeah, they could do much more with that, like different games, they could even make a fucking TV show. Why the fuck not? Right? League of Legends had what? Arcane, the Netflix one, right? So they can do something like that. They can do many things. But it's confusing, especially with the fantasy there. People could be confused with, I was confused between fantasy and 40k. Like, is this different? Because first I thought Total War Warhammer was like 40k, but no, it wasn't. It's a fantasy thing, the first one. Yeah. Right, well, that was The Lion is Back, baby, and Lion is Back, whatever, right? This is, seriously, I'm seriously hyped for it. Like, Lutin's video, I hope Bricky makes one, Major Kill updates. Yeah. Somebody comment down which channel basically is going to cover more of this. Because like Major Kill said, who's the other creator he was talking about? Who's going to make more videos? Because I definitely want to know about this. The newer updates are awesome. Alright, I'll see you next time.